Cyprus is that a lot of people have got these tanks of water up on the roofs. So I assume that that's what makes the water warm, having it up on the roof. Right. Oasis, a lot of them are called. Carob factory. Anoira. Patna and Plastio this way. Cactuses around. So we seem to be coming towards the Olive Park Mill and Museum of Oleastro. Quite a high point around. We seem to be coming here for a bit of a theme park, not what I thought rural Cyprus meant, but there we go. There's no such thing as really rural these days. Jeep Safari. There we are, Oleastro.
The vine leaves, what looks like small bushes, these were the vineyards, the grapes that they're coming out later. So all the surroundings here, people are involved with winemaking. The carob trees and olive trees, well, the olive trees, as here we are to the museum or a park which is concerned with olives. You see the olive trees are all around, some of the oldest ones. They can go back to 600, 700-year-old trees. The oldest trees in Cyprus are olive trees, and you can always tell their age by their bark. You see the young olives, you see the difference over there. The bark's very thin, very new. Over here another one, 2-3 years old, and then you've got the ones that go with the centuries. And some people, scientists, they can read the bark of the tree like a book, of the different periods. If they've gone through fires, through droughts, mythology. We've got olive trees, they're depicted in pottery. If you go to the museums, you're gonna see the engravings, the paintings with branches of olive trees. If you take the flag of Cyprus, you've seen the flag of Cyprus, which is the white background and the shape of the island in the middle with the copper color, because Cyprus means copper, Cyprus, from kupru, copper. Now,
So Cyprus means copper.
right underneath there's two twigs of the olive tree that symbolize
Yeah.
peace.
There's your olive branches in flower.
When the Noah's Ark, when it was
Oh,
raised
Noah's Ark, here we
for
go.
40 days and there was no land around, when they released a pigeon and it brought back the
Dove.
twig of the olive tree to show that land was found, is again symbolizing peace. Here it's important because of the olive oil that we produce. Here is all organic. All the procedures, they are confirmed and they have the HACCP, that is the International Standards Organization, all their certificates for extra virgin olive oil. Now,
Extra virgin olive oil.
in November, you won't be seeing any now, and same thing for the carrots. But it's the countryside that we can see most of our traditions, not so much in the cities, even the architecture, even
Perhaps this
the
is a
rocks
carob,
that
I
you
don't
see.
know.
This village, Anogira, that we're going back into, to the carob mill, it's protected, meaning that you cannot build modern houses here. You cannot just come and buy land and start building anything you like. You can buy a house with law, but you're gonna restore it according to the laws of the antiquity department. They're gonna tell you how you're gonna fix up the house, and they're gonna pay for it. They're gonna give you 60% of the expenses, so you will do according to the law how the house should look like. So it would look like 500 years ago when it was firstly built, and they're all
Sounds fair.
dressed with the local stone.
If you buy in this area a derelict building, they give you 60% of the expenses of doing it up, but they insist on doing it so that it looks like it would have done 500, 600 years ago.
You see, this is the bricks. The houses were built with bricks made out of clay and straws and small stones, and then they're dressed with the local stone. Now, I know you must be thinking it cannot be safe, but after a big earthquake, these are the only houses left standing because they shift, and they are very cool in summertime and extra warm in winter. So 500 years ago, they were building much better houses than what we build now. And we're going back to that. We're going back to that because now you need heating and air conditioning to arrange the temperature of the house, which you pay a lot of money for. But back then, you didn't need to do all that. You just built an ecological house. And this is what people, on the way up, there were new houses, but they look like old ones. The ecological houses. And they put the solar panels on the top of the house because they collect solar power for heating up the water or any other functions of the house. So here is where they would bake the bread, the traditional villagers' bread, the round ones. This is where they put the dough over here. That's why they're round. And in the bakeries, we call them villagers' bread. And here they put it here also for Easter. They make sweets, all sorts of food, like, let's say, tava, which is a mixture of potatoes and mincemeat. Yeah, and there is another one with pasta and cheese. Again, you bake it in the oven. So all this, and until today, they make the lamp here, anything, like a modern kitchen, but it burns with wood, firewood. Yeah? So this is a typical backyard of a house in villages. Now you see this village, you're gonna see you're gonna see the similarities. And all around, olive trees. If you just come with me, we go down to the water mill over here. And millstones you're gonna be seeing all around. And pitaria. Smells like olive. That's a millstone. Here was probably you would throw in.
It would be better for somebody to have this
and you would
millstone.
have 2 donkeys
tied around their neck and to be cast into the depths of the sea,
millstone around.
then that they should offend one of these little
If you
ones.
have really strong men, they could do it here, and this is how they still produce olive oil here. But of course, you don't have the donkeys or the men; it's mechanical now. But they use the same thing, the millstones. We're gonna see, and it separates the stone, the seed from inside. That's why it's the virgin oil is of excellent quality, because you're not crushing the stone which is inside. Let me just come down this way.
Looks like wisteria. That smells.
In the years before the use of electricity, people used water power. They created water mills which activated other machines. In Cyprus, water was used to power the grain mills. In other countries like Greece, they were also used for crushing olives in the production of olive oil. The water mill was used to turn the millstones, and as the millstone turned, they crushed the olives. After the olives had been crushed, the miller would scrape the crushed olives from the millstones and place them in the zembelia, special straw baskets, to be pressed. The olives in the zembelia were pressed by a plate which would go up and down with the manual rotation of the screw. They would often add hot water to aid the extraction of the olive oil. To separate the olive oil from the water, they would use labels or even
It's wisteria, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
very
production
heady.
of olive oil is characterised by extreme conservatism.
You smell that,
as the
dear viewer?
equipment used in the first century, i.e. the millstones, were still used in Cyprus and in other Mediterranean countries as late as the
Photo?
last century.
Okay, 1 second.